Okay, folks, it's your buddy Mike Messier, Butcher's Crossing. I saw this movie last Thursday. Today is Tuesday, so 5 days ago. So this is kind of a delayed Mike Messier, Mike Sinston movie review, okay? But I saw this movie in Orlando. I went to SeaWorld for the day. I was celebrating the fact that I finished this project for the most part. That's been like a couple of years in the making, and it's only a 5-minute project, but it's very detailed, okay? And I will probably be releasing it soon, so keep your eyes open for Many Keys, the Heartbreak Monologue by me, your buddy. Now let's talk about Butcher's Crossing. Gee whiz, Mike. Big Western, you know, everyone's jerking off a salami sandwich over Leo and fucking De Niro and Scorsese in this goddamned 3-hour and 27-minute movie. I was gonna go see it, but I'm like, 3 hours and 27 fucking minutes? I mean, you should be paying me to watch your film. So I did not have that type of time to spend. I wanted to see a nice movie before I drove back to Upper Florida from Mid-Florida. And Butcher's Crossing was like a nice, succinct, I believe, hour and 45 minutes, maybe hour and 50, but it was much more doable than a 3-hour and 27-minute thing. I get to the theater. It's weird. This particular mall, I think it's called like the Orlando Point Mall, right near SeaWorld. It's like a really nice mall, but it kind of feels like it might have peaked around 2002 because there's no one ever fucking there. And there's all these things there. There's beautiful Regal Cinema. There's a comedy club. There's a shish, a boom. There's a fucking parking lot you have to pay to be in or get your ticket validated, which I did. Okay, which was fairly simple. But it's really a nice outdoor, like, walk-around type of fucking mall with all these wonderful things to do. But nobody's there. At least the times that I've been there, it hasn't been packed. Maybe they're all in a comedy club, okay? I think it's called Dick's Last Stand, all right, Dick? So I go to see this goddamn movie. I'm the only one in the theater, which is wonderful. I take off my shoes. I crack my neck. I talk to myself. I do whatever the fuck I want when I'm the only one in the theater. And I watched this movie. So it's Nicolas Cage. Okay, let me try to wrap my head around it. I want to guess that this movie takes place around 1880. That's just a guess. I believe it's like post-Civil War, pre-radio, pre-television. And so there's this college boy who comes down from New England, from Boston area. And he should be in college, but he's got this call to the wild in his bones. He wants to reject his upper class status, and he wants to go hunt buffalo with all the men of the world, right? So he finds this like guy who apparently hit his father up for a favor years earlier, who's now running like the trade port for the buffalo huntsman, if these are the terms, which is Butcher's Crossing. So Butcher's Crossing in the movie is like where all the different buffalo hunters like convene, and they set up their teams, and they enroll the services of the lady of the evening, okay, if you catch my drift, before they go off back into the world of buffalo hunting. So our buddy there comes in. He hits up this guy to put him on a team, and the guy's like, I can't put you out there. You'll never survive. Your hands are soft. You won't survive a day with these fucks. Because these guys are all fucked up. These buffalo huntsmen are a different cloth than you, college boy. Why don't you go back to your father and eat your porridge? But, of course, the boy, that just makes him want to do this more. He meets up with the Nicolas Cage character. Oh, what was his name in the movie? Oh, forgetting all the names, because it was like a week ago I saw this thing. But he finds the Nicolas Cage character who's bald. And he's got this whore with him, which is what they call her, okay? And prettiest whore I've ever seen, says another character. And these two other guys, this older guy and then a skinner, like a guy whose job it is to skin the fucking fur off the dead buffalo. And I guess that's like, you know, a special talent, which it is, I'm sure, okay? So they set up their little 4-man team, and our college boy buddy is like underwriting, like he's the one paying for this adventure. He's invested like $500 or $600 of his own money to get them on the fucking road. So they go off. So Nicolas Cage, his character, what's his fucking character's name? Oh, I wish I could remember. But basically, he's like, because I hate saying the actor, like the actor is doing this shit. It's not Nicolas Cage hunting buffalo. It's the goddamn character that he's portraying. But I can't remember the name. So they go out. It's like Turner or whatever the fuck. His big idea is we're going to go buffalo hunting on, as they called these folks back then, Indian burial ground, like sacred land of the Indians. Where the buffalo are roaming en masse and they haven't been hunted yet. Well, I mean, I was wondering, are we going to get like some Indian ghosts coming out of the woodwork? Which, I guess spoilers, we don't. But it proves to be fertile, meaning tons of buffalo, and they're just shooting these motherfucking buffalo. And they're getting to the point with the Nicolas Cage character, like the other characters, the Skinner guy who's a little rough around the edges. They're like, hey, dude, we can't even take all these buffalo hides back if we wanted to. We don't have the wagons. There's 4 of us, and you're killing fucking hundreds of buffalo today, and you're going to wipe out this whole herd. So they're getting a little pissy with them because they're like, look, asshole, we kill 20 or 30 buffalo, we get the fuck out. But Cage is getting, his character is getting so selfish. And it kind of is cool because without beating your head over it, to make the point of the film, they're basically illustrating, show, don't tell, Robert McKee, how a hunter can lose his fucking mind and lose all sense of conservation or respect to the animal he's hunting, and just get greedy because like his motivation is to prove to these other asshole buffalo hunters that he's the big daddy buffalo hunter of all time. So that's very interesting because I don't think I've ever seen a movie that took on that angle. And meanwhile, our pretty boy here, our 18 or 19-year-old kid with the $500, he's starting to lose his fucking mind. Okay? And then we get into a real heap of shit. Because the other characters are like, hey, look, we need to get the fuck out of here. Like, we're supposed to be here for a week. We're going on a month. The seasons are going to change. And if we don't get out of here, we're likely to have some problems. Well, Cage's character doesn't want to fucking leave. He wants to kill every goddamn buffalo he can kill. And then guess what happens? A storm comes in. The winter storm comes in without warning. Now, this is before television, internet, Wi-Fi, newspaper. I mean, I'm sure there was newspapers, but they didn't have them. No one's delivering the Washington Post to these buffalo fucks. So, guess what? They get stuck in the goddamn storm. And now they're going to be stuck here all fucking winter. So so he's like, I think we're stuck here for 8 months. It's like, asshole, we all wanted to leave, you fuck, and now we're stuck. So, I mean, you can see how these things happen. And there's a bunch of stuff other happens. The guys turn on each other and all this shit. And then at the end of the movie, we get one of those, like, postscripts. You know, at one time, I think the movie said there was 6 million buffaloes roaming North America. And then within 20 years, I could be wrong, but I think it said something to the effect of within 20 years, they were down to less than 300. So is that right, or am I mistaking those numbers? From 6 million to 300, that's very extreme, but 20 years of assholes like Cage's character hunting the poor buffalo. And then I believe the movie said that their numbers, the buffalo, are back to 30,000. Well, look, folks, we can't have it all. I mean, you and I can't be sitting here enjoying our iPhones and have a fucking 6 million buffalo in the country. I mean, something's got to give. That being said, it would be nice to share the fucking land a little bit with some of these buffalo. But that's it. So, I mean, I feel like I got a cinematic experience that was different than most people last weekend. Like most people, oh, we have to see the Flowers of the fucking Moon movie or whatever the fuck. It's so important that we go see this because these themes were on our mind. You know, we were thinking about the Native American people and the exploitation and this horrible crime. We were all thinking about it, but then Scorsese happened to make a movie. What a wonderful coincidence, because this topic was on my mind for years before Martin Scorsese tapped into my subconscious and made this movie. That's what assholes would like you to think. Like everyone just had this fucking Flowers of the Moon story just permeating on the tip of their mind. And we just were so lucky that Martin Scorsese came along and made this movie. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know a fucking thing about it. And I'm not going to watch these goddamn YouTube videos. The real story behind how much of Flower Moon is true. Like all these fucks. And I watch plenty of YouTube and I can say this stuff. You know, everyone's got their goddamn opinion. But, you know, look 5 years ago or even 5 months ago. Where were all these goddamn YouTube videos about the topic then? They probably weren't there. Okay? Because they just want to click fuck you into their channel. Okay? I also, just going on a tangent, folks. I also hate those goddamn YouTube shorts where one asshole like has his little picture in the bottom of the screen and he's just basically copy and pasting some other asshole's video, and the little asshole is like pointing up and kind of nodding like, yes, I agree with everything that Ben Shapiro says. Okay, where's your content, you fuck? I just don't find that to be creative content. Some other fuck made a video and I'm going to copy and paste his or her content, videotape myself nodding in the corner and pointing up and claiming it for my own. That's not content, asshole. That's bullshit in my book. So there you fucking have it. I did this gimmick today where I didn't get much ice. God. It is one of those things when your mouth is dry, you're thirsty, like just drinking a liquid is really nice. When you're parched. All right, folks, it's interesting. I won't get into it. Well, maybe I will. The great reliefs. I used to have like this theory of like, what are the great reliefs? Like things that make you feel better once you've accomplished them. And it's a little bit vulgar, but we'll go there. Obviously, you know, eating when you're hungry, facilitating when you need to facilitate, you know, basically urinating or, you know, depositing shit into a toilet. That's a great relief. Cracking your neck, I guess you can put that in there. Like when you need to crack and you crack or you crunch your back. That's a great relief. That's a new one. Just came up with that. I used to put this one in there. Getting gas in your car when you're running low on gas and you're empty and like you can't find a gas station and then you find one. That's a little bit relieved now with the GPS and all that, but that used to be a bigger deal, you know. What else? That's pretty much it. Like drinking when you're thirsty, you know. The bathroom stuff is obviously a great relief. The cracking of the bones, I kind of like that. And I do feel like, even though it's more of an automotive issue than the physical, but like getting gas in your car, that's a great relief. Like it just takes a lot of relief off. If you can think of any more, folks, leave them in the fucking comments. If you're new to this goddamn channel, it's your buddy Mike Messier. This is one Mike Messier where I do these wonderful instant movie reviews. Sometimes I make them live and interactive. Depends on the setup. Over on One Man and a Camera Films, the number one Man and a Camera Films. You can see my stuff. If you want to tap my shoulder for a fucking whatever the fuck, what's that thing called? Cameo. I'm doing cameos now. Okay. One artist, Mike Messier. You can see my visual art. Messier Mantras over on One Man and a Camera Films. That's where I'm actually nice and polite in interviewing people with non-swearing. These are all the wonderful shades that is me, folks. The 50 shades of Messier. So welcome to the fun. And I'm going to go now.